On Mother's Day, I stood in my mother-in-law's kitchen frosting cupcakes I had baked myself while everyone else laughed outside in the garden. Don't miss out on the journey. Subscribe and let's grow, laugh, and learn together. My husband, Daniel, hadn't thanked me once all morning. Instead, he kept praising his mother like she was the only woman who had ever raised children. Every time I tried to help, she corrected me. Every time I spoke, he ignored me. I told myself to stay calm. It was just one afternoon. When the guests arrived, I carried trays of food outside with a smile I no longer felt. His mother sat proudly in the center of the party and raised her glass. A real wife knows how to serve her husband's family before herself, she said, making everyone laugh. Daniel smirked and added, maybe one day she'll learn. Humiliated, I leaned toward him and whispered, you need to stop embarrassing me. He turned instantly and slapped me across the face so hard the entire yard went silent. I touched my cheek in shock, but what hurt more was that no one moved. No one spoke. His mother simply took another sip of her drink. Then Daniel bent close and hissed, don't embarrass me again. Something inside me went cold. I reached into my purse, called my mother, and when she answered, I said only 5 words. He hit me in public. After a long pause, she replied calmly, stay there. I'm coming. They had no idea what was about to happen. I kept my hand on my burning cheek and said, nothing. Daniel walked back to his guests like nothing had happened, already laughing again as if humiliating me was part of the entertainment. His mother waved people back into conversation. Family moments, she said with a fake smile, and a few nervous chuckles followed. I stood near the fence, breathing slowly, refusing to cry in front of them. 10 minutes later, the sound of tires crunching over gravel cut through the music. Every head turned toward the driveway. A black sedan rolled to a stop, followed by another. The driver stepped out first. Then my mother emerged from the back seat, wearing a cream suit and sunglasses, calm as winter. She did not rush. She did not shout. She simply walked through the gate, like she owned the ground beneath it. Daniel's smile faded. His mother straightened in her chair. My mother looked at me once, saw the mark on my face, and her jaw tightened for only a second. Then she turned to Daniel. Did you strike my daughter? She asked. Her voice was soft enough to make everyone lean in. Daniel laughed weakly. You're making this dramatic. It was nothing. My mother nodded once. Good. Then what happens next should also feel like nothing. She removed a folder from her bag and handed it to the man who had followed her in. I recognized him immediately, Mr. Warren, senior counsel from her company. He stepped forward and addressed Daniel's mother first. Effective immediately, all funding agreements tied to the Hawthorne Family Hospitality Group are suspended pending breach review. Silence swallowed the yard. His mother blinked. What are you talking about? She snapped. Mr. Warren opened another document. The restaurants, the event hall, and the 2 properties held under the family trust were financed through Crescent Capital. He glanced politely toward my mother, majority owner and final signatory. Daniel stared at me, then at her. That's impossible, he said. My father built those businesses. My mother tilted her head. Your father had ideas. I had money and patience. Gasps rippled through the guests. Daniel's aunt actually sat down on the grass. His mother stood so quickly her chair tipped backward. You invested years ago, she said, voice shaking. That doesn't give you control. My mother smiled without warmth. You should have read the contracts. Mr. Warren continued. There is also the matter of the prenuptial amendment signed before Daniel's marriage. Daniel went pale. What amendment? He asked. I almost laughed. He had signed papers his lawyer told him were routine updates and never bothered to read them because he assumed details were beneath him. Mr. Warren looked directly at him. Any verified act of physical abuse results in immediate forfeiture of marital protections, trust distributions, and management privileges connected to entities under Crescent oversight. Daniel's mouth opened, then closed. That can't be legal. It already is, Mr. Warren replied. My mother finally turned to me. Do you wish to file a report? She asked calmly. Every eye moved to my face. Daniel suddenly stepped toward me, hands raised. Baby, come on, don't do this. I was angry. You know how my mom gets. We can talk inside. My mother's security driver moved between us before I had to step back. Daniel's mother pointed at me with a trembling finger. You planned this, gold digger. For the first time all afternoon, I smiled. No, I said, you planned this party. You planned the jokes. You planned the humiliation. You just forgot actions have witnesses. Several guests instantly looked away. One cousin muttered, I saw it. Then another voice said, me too. The silence that had protected him was cracking. Daniel looked around in disbelief as support drained from every face. He tried one last time. Please, he whispered to me, desperate now. Don't ruin everything over one mistake. I met his eyes and felt nothing. You ruined everything over one slap. My mother nodded to Mr. Warren, who made a brief call. Phones around the yard began buzzing almost at once. Managers, partners, accountants. The family group chat probably exploding in panic. Daniel's mother grabbed her own phone, read something, and let out a strangled sound. They locked me out. She said, my accounts, temporary freeze, Mr. Warren said pleasantly. Standard procedure during review. Daniel sank into a chair like his bones had disappeared. The man who wanted an audience now had won, but nobody was laughing anymore. My mother walked to me, touched my cheek gently, and asked, can you stand? Yes, I said. Good, she replied. Then stand tall. She turned back to them all one final time. Legacy is not what you inherit, she said. It is what survives your character. Then she looked at Daniel. Yours didn't survive lunch. They had spent years treating kindness as weakness. Today, they learned who had been allowing them to feel powerful. I filed the report the next morning and moved out before Daniel woke up. His calls, apologies, and promises never got answered. Within weeks, his mother's social circle vanished, the businesses were sold, and Daniel was removed from everything he once bragged about. I rented a quiet apartment, planted flowers on the balcony, and relearned what peace felt like. My mother never said, I told you so. She simply brought groceries and sat with me in silence when I needed it. People said I destroyed his family. They were wrong. I only stepped aside and let their choices collapse under their own weight. They didn't lose me. They lost access.